cracking. Gonna wait for 42 people to get on here. Happy 420.
How late do you think we're gonna be?
I don't know. I mean, I think usually it takes no longer than fucking...
Couple minutes usually.
No, I'm saying to smoke all this, it'll be like 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was 42 minutes last time because when I got out, I made a phone call. It was 42 after.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's go.
Michael Tassone.
There he is. Hey, so I'm actually, and we'll talk about it more later too, but I'm really excited about this fucking gas tank right here, dude. Just gas on gas here.
Straight fucking refined oil you sent us.
Yeah, I mean, the pairing is funny on that. You know, I mean, no complimentary, just fucking gas on gas.
He was at home. He was like, watch me ruin these guys' day.
Yeah, straight up. At least it's the last one. All right, let's see here.
There's a D at the end of Redmond.
Redmond.
Got you. No, good.
First, Dan rolls.
How would you like to be referred to? Test rolls by test -1. That's what it's set on your logo. So that's what we've been typing. But let us know if you, whatever reason, want to change that for the future.
Test 100.
Or just, or just Michael Tassone, whatever you want. All right, let's scroll up a little. We're missing some comments here. Let's.
We're one person away too. We got 41.
Oh, here we go. Up a little bit or down now. Sorry. A lot of Redmonton fans in here. Okay.
Be careful. The U.S. gonna send the military, and you keep talking about all these oils.
All right. Let's see. What do we have? 41? We're almost at 42. 43. Let's go. We skipped it. Does that mean we got to wait till 69? Because we didn't. All right. As always, I'm sorry for those who have been tuning in and already know about everything I'm about to talk about, but we do have one new thing to talk about today. We'll get that in right before we spark.
Yeah.
But we are now back for the final of 4 wildcard duels. So we've had 8 wildcards competing for the last 4 spots. Again, to then compete against, I would say, the best, most notorious, and most confident rollers on the planet, honestly.
Out there.
All competing head-to-head for a multifaceted prize. We got bragging rights, for sure. We got a tip collab. We got a proper trophy handcrafted by PF Glassworks, faceted massive tip, 24 karat gold logos. This thing's crazy. And then we have, of course, the $10,000 grand prize. So before we get in, we're going to run into the sponsors. Shout out to our sponsors, very cool sponsors. Didn't bog us down with anything too lengthy. Just wanted to kick in for a pot and make that grand prize awesome. So we got Elements, our favorite papers, as well as Raw. So both solid options. There's a lot of subjective differences between the two, but the main things that we look at for being a paper passes all the tests. We prefer Elements, but as we saw in the burn test earlier, Raw blacks actually burn maybe even a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then the grinder we use, Santa Cruz Shredder. We're actually not normally sponsored by them, but they sponsored this pot. They wanted to hook up the rollers, and sponsorship or not, that's what we use. Organi tips, the most widely used wood tip in the game. We got Bright Spot, Fairfield's best dispensary in terms of someone that knows smoke. Shout out Brett and the gang out there helping us fight the fight against Rec Market Mids. Grove bags, hands down the best solution for packaging. Actually, somebody just reviewed a March bag of Don Juan.
Crazy.
And just visually, it wasn't even oxidized.
No,
it wasn't even
the color on that was
nothing.
amazing, dude.
And it was still smoking. I wouldn't have even tried to smoke that. It's a long time ago. So shout out Grove bags. We got Faven under lighting. We use that. We meaning us and the grow team, not us. We're not in there growing. But they actually they doubled our Z yield and made Z possible for us. Shout out Fire Farmer. Also wanted to kick in on the pot. Some of the dopest genetics in the game. Solid clones delivered overnight. Check out his menu on his website for the recent clone list. We got Gotti, who's just a homie. Loves to see a good curation. Just wanted to throw in on the pot. Appreciate you, Gotti. Pick Industries, pre-roll technology that actually low-key blew my mind. You guys know we don't really smoke pre-rolls at all. But the things that the variables they could control for and the technology they developed is insane. So we're going to look into that a little further. Purple Rose Supply Co., Canagar Company with some cool molds. They're sending in some kits for the winter, glues, molds, things like that. And then Up the Hill is the final sponsor that we don't have a logo for because he's not a cash sponsor, but he's going to be contributing something very dope for the winter that you could probably guess what that is. So let's have a look at the bracket real quick. Actually, hold on the bracket. Let's wait on the bracket. We'll go into some rules first. So how this is being judged: 3 rounds of action based on 5 categories. So number 1, first and foremost, smoothness. No flavor is worth hurting yourself over. If it's uncomfortable to smoke, that's not something we're looking at. Flavor accuracy. Does it taste like what it smells like or what it tastes like on the dry pool? Flavor purity. Is there any background noise of smoke, tar, ash, spray, mold, etc.? Flavor strength. How much of the flavor is coming through, regardless if we like the flavor or not? Just how much is coming through. And then lastly, longevity of those 4 previous categories. How many rounds is it smoking halfway through? Is it pooping out, tasting bad, getting harsh, etc.? Ways to win or lose. If one doink is harsh enough or flavorless enough to be put out, it loses via KO. If a doink goes out on its own, that's a tap out. If both smoke all 3 rounds, then it's just the best smoke 2 out of 3 rounds. If neither smoke, it is a double L. Got to at least smoke 2 of the 3 rounds to be considered smoking. You can't just smoke the first 30% and then crap out. If it's so close that we can't decide, then we're going to go craftsmanship. So who has the least amount of crumbs, the least amount of dimples, dents, folds, even pressure, bullseye worm, things like that. A lot of people are like, why do you care about things like crumbs? Does it really affect the roll? Well, because it is a skill to roll something and not have crumbs, and some weirdos got to care about it. That's us.
Yep.
So with that being said, 2 more things. Disclaimer, please don't take anything we say too serious. We're just shooting off the hip, being very objective, saying exactly what we think. And then lastly, a little announcement for you guys on what we're doing in November for the bracket. So usually we don't do back-to-back brackets like this. It's a lot of work. But because National Hash Hole Day is right at the end of November, we've decided to call an audible and for the culture, for National Hash Hole Day, run back a hash hole bracket for November with a slight twist, though, a very interesting twist. So the hash hole bracket this time kind of taught us a couple things. Number 1, it's a team effort. It's not just the roller, it's the inputs, it's all sorts of things. So we're going to do a 3-man team for the bracket. So every roller needs to choose a producer and or 2 producers, a grower and a hash maker. The twist is those producers have to choose them back. So every farmer or every grower, every hash maker can only pick 1 roller, and every roller can only pick 1 grower and 1 hash maker. So they all have to choose each other. So there's not going to be any doubling up on grows. So if you are a grower that had multiple rollers in the race with your flower this time, are we frozen? It's frozen.
No,
Okay. If you had multiple horses in the race this time using your flower, on the next one you'll have to choose who displays your product the best, because they got to rely on each other. I don't care how good the roller is, you can't make a 7 smoke like a 9.
Yeah, you can't make the weed in the hash fire.
Yeah, however, if the weed in the hash is fire, it's a 9, and you roll it wrong, you can make a 9 a 7.
Absolutely.
So the producers have to have to trust the roller, and the roller has to trust the producers. So I think this is a really sick little twist to the game. Of course, another large cash prize And there will be team wildcard opportunities the same way we have here. So depending on how this bracket goes, we're going to invite some people back, make room for some new people, and hopefully see some new wildcards.
With the winner announced at Hashhole Island.
Yeah, we're going to be announcing the winner at Hashville Island on stage. The final duel, I do not think is going to be live this time unless we do it
At Hashhole
on
Island.
the 30th, maybe in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'll see. But for now, we got a super interesting lineup. We have Redmond Rollington versus Michael Tassone, Test by Rules. Let's get the tail of the tape up. Holy shit.
Somebody said loser has to fucking spar up the hill. I was trying to hold my laugh the whole time you were saying that.
Shit.
Yeah, and someone came in the chat with like,
I didn't see a lot of those comments. We'll go back there real quick while he's reading the tail of the tape.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm going to check out some comments.
All right, so the tail of the tape, guys. For Redmond Rollington, for the flour, we have Snickerbockers by Gotti. For rolls by Tess, we have OG Kush from Kapow Based. Hash, we have Skittles from Mendoza Farms for Redmond Rollington. For rolls by Tess, Funkmaster OG Kush. It's like by Sweet Solventless.
Kush on Kush.
Yeah, straight Kush on Kush. Ratio for Redmond Rollington is 1.5 grams flour, 0.4 of hash. Ratio for rolls by Test is 2 grams flour, 0.5 gram of hash. Both are using elements. Looks like the grinder for Redmond Rollington is Whack It. Interesting.
Yep, very interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't say that.
I think it's like some sort of like it throws little. I don't know for sure. Somebody said this in the comments, so I don't know for sure. But it says it like throws a bunch of fucking beads or something everywhere and like pulverizes.
Oh, that's what somebody was saying earlier.
I think
Spins
so,
like
yeah.
beads or something like that.
Most
Okay.
people can find what that is before the end of the show. Looks.
And we got a 4-piece Santa Cruz shredder for rolls by Test, 12 millimeter glass tip for Redmond Rollington, and 12 millimeter bio glass stiletto for rolls by Test.
So what's interesting, real quick, before we change that tail of the tape, what's interesting here is we have a Z on Z, not straight Z for the flour by Gotti. I don't know exactly what the fuck is that Snickerbockers is. But it starts with a Z, so I'm assuming it's a Z cross of some sort.
Yeah.
Toss around a worm of Skittles against OG, toss around a worm of OG. So we have
Z versus fucking OG pretty
straight
much.
up. Yeah, I mean, it could be Z on Z, so it's not exactly that, but still interesting nevertheless.
So one thing that we did talk about earlier too that I just want to address right now is the fact that this is 1.5 grams of flour in a 12 millimeter tip.
And as we saw last time, we'll see if this one was better constructed, but as we saw last time, when there's, how much hash is in there, 0.5?
That is, go back, I think it was 0.5 or 0.4 actually.
We should be remembering this stuff, but
0.4 actually.
0.4, okay, that's
right,
good.
okay.
That's good. Less is more when it comes to having little flour. How did that smell in the tube?
In the tube?
Because this slapped me in the face when I opened it.
I mean, I had to take the cotton. You had a cotton on top of it, so it made it kind of hard, but
I'm not really getting much.
yeah, that's straight OG right
Yeah.
there. That's fucking
I'm not getting much from the Redmond. Video dropping soon. Yes, we're actually going to be doing a lot of stuff on Patreon for like the in-depth tutorial testing, stuff like that. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's look at craftsmanship now.
It's an interesting little torpedo tip.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's kind of cool.
It's interesting shape.
So, couple crumbs in the Redmond Rollington. There's a few crumbs in there. No folds though, and pretty fucking perfect pressure. I mean, it's a little doink, but it's mighty.
So this one's got a couple of dimples towards the base. Other than that, it's got even pressure. I can feel that. There's actually some dimples there, some right there, and then I'm only seeing one little speck right there.
We forgot to take the bands off the last ones to see the crumbs, so we gotta remember to do that this time. There is no band on the Redmond Rollington though. So let's fire them up.
Yep, let's get it. Torch.
Let's see. Oh yeah, one interesting thing to think about here. Where the fuck? Oh, here it is. is the size and how that plays into the competition. Remember, it's 3 rounds. The thing about small doinks is they poop out a lot faster. They get to the middle and the end a lot faster. So I would say it's like the equivalent of a fighter that is really good in the first round, but gasses out if he has to go to the second or third. Which was basically me when I was fighting.
Old school
gassing.
Yoel Romero.
Yeah, so if this is really dangerous in the first round, that's the best chance it's got. Let's put the tail of the tape up there again. I keep forgetting a couple things I want to look at. So we got a 4-piece Santa Cruz shredder, which we don't usually use because the holes tend to let grinded weed that's immaturely or prematurely grinded fall through when it's just not fine enough because those holes are a little big. So you got to kind of do it upside down versus, a whacket. It looks to be like a really fine grind in there. So whatever the whacket is, we'll see what the structure is like on these ashes, but seems so far to be lighting up nicely.
Same.
That small one needs to be Mike Tyson straight up.
Wow. A lot of gassy flavor and definitely smooth for the first rip, dude.
This is smooth as fuck. I think the flavor will build. There's definitely a Z mouth coat, light Z flavor. We're gonna see.
Growing Michigan, I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, dude. Hit the thumbs up if you guys can, dude.
Oh yeah, not the heart, but the
people less
thumbs
than
up.
20 likes. Thumbs up, not the heart.
Yeah, it helps us out with the algorithm. We're trying to work this YouTube thing for when we inevitably get deleted by one of these companies that gets pissed at us for talking about shit on Instagram. Smooth mouth coating, little smoky.
Let's switch. OG is another one of those ones. Like, it's just the flavor on it is so fucking potent when done right, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, look, for me, I went 4 years and I only smoked OG. Like, I'm a big fan of OG. If I had to be stuck on an island with something, it would depend on the batch. It'd be Skittles or OG. And it would literally come down to the batch.
If it was the best batch of Skittles ever, I'd take Skittles. And the only reason why is because I can still function all day throughout Skittles and survive on that island and kill shit and do what I have to do. But on some OG, I'm going to be fucking
what if you have food, drinks,
if all that
your
stuff,
girl chilling? What are you getting then?
Oh. No, if I don't got shit to do, an OG might just hit the spot.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm getting a little like, you know that planty nutrient type background noise I get from shit? I think I'm getting that. I might hit it again and pay more attention because I was kind of talking about the island.
You're splitting hairs on this one.
What you mean?
I can kind of taste smoke in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
and
there, though.
it
It's
could
there.
be getting better as it gets lit.
Yeah, it's there, but it's very faint. Adam's got a fucking great palate for anybody that's never smoked with him. He has the ability to pick things out.
Getting that little, I mean, this is nice, but I'm getting that little
Plantiness that you don't like.
that little nutrient plantiness. There's something in there throwing me off. But it is overall smooth with nice expansion. It doesn't seem to be burning too well right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's definitely getting black compared to the way that it was in the beginning.
Yeah, it's starting to slow down a little bit. Let's put these over here. How tight is the pack on the Redmond? Pretty tight. Pretty tight. How's it burning? How's the structure?
On this?
Yeah.
It's burning nice.
Okay, I'm curious about that whack-it grinder.
Yeah, structure looks good. Proper doses.
I wouldn't say this is KO first round because this flavor's not... The background of that flavor isn't bad enough to put it out. And I'm not going to say this is great. It's good. It's just a little smoky. The more I go along, the more smoky background I get from it. But it's not like it's unenjoyable. It's not bad.
The smoky background on that's getting to be more too, if you want to side by side those.
Oh, yeah. We'll side. Interesting.
He said, fast forward to Fat Andy taking this whole thing. Fat Andy's was good, dude. He's got his work cut out for him, though. There's a lot of great fucking rollers out here that know what they're doing in this competition.
Bro, yeah. I don't think people realize, like, it's such a complex thing.
Stacked.
Because it's not just the flour.
No.
It's not just the hash.
It's the ratio, it's the roller,
so many
everything,
things you have to hit. So there's so much room for somebody to just crush it and win this. And I will say, the Fat Andy's roll was by far the best so far I think that I've tried in the competition, just from recollection. I could be wrong when I put it side to side. I've been wrong more than I've been right, based off recollection, actually. But it had a little smokiness to it that was drowned out by the lemon, because that shit was so loud, but it was there for me. And it was burning like that.
But that's why the duels are so important, right? Because when we put it up against something else, it'll really show its true colors if it's really outperforming.
Yeah, and I say that to say that there's other competitors that are also entering those types of loud citrus terps.
Yeah.
And we just don't know how they'll burn. Are they going to be more pure? Because if they're both loud as fuck, it'll come down to purity.
Yeah.
I'll let these cool. I'm gonna hit
Zoom tight.
Bless you. I'm gonna hit the. Sorry, was that boring? Was that too boring? I had to think of something else.
What's that?
Salud. I'm gonna hit the rolls by test first.
All right. Mother plant in Australia. What's up, dude?
Yeah, it's
New Jersey.
getting a little smoky.
Hey, you got the New Jersey reps out here today, huh? Mad Cow, New Jersey. Mad Cow, New Jersey. Mad Cow.
Yeah, right. Okay. Hey, where are we at on likes?
No, Devin. I don't think the smoky background has anything to do with the way that we have to hold it, because we're not holding it down. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Yeah. We hold flour down, but we don't hold hash rolls down, because we don't want gravity pulling the oil down towards the cherry, having it sit directly on it and touch it. You want to keep the oil as far away from the cherry as possible and use the heat coming off the cherry as a heat source to vaporize the hash, not burn it so it tastes like tar.
What's going on, Terrence? Yeah, no, for sure, proper doses. We love that shit. Did you guys rep your fucking crew, dude, while you're in here? On for your fucking, for whoever it is you're supporting. We love that shit.
Okay, I would say at this point there's a lot more mouth coating flavor
See?
coming from the Redmond, but it is getting a lot harsher, and there's also there's some company for sure. So I don't know if either of these for me
Are a dub?
I don't know. We got to
check
see.
them out.
It's got to get at least halfway through, and it would squeak by. But like it's got to be at least 8.0 and up. So we're for 2 out of 3 rounds across the board. It's. Let me know what you think.
I'm gonna let him cool.
I'm on
for
the
a
edge.
second.
I'm gonna get some water.
Growing Michigan's calling you guys out. He said there's low-key haters in here. He said 116 people in the lobby, only 39 likes. He's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, sorry we're over here fucking panhandling for likes, dude. We got to get this engagement up, because we got demonetized and fucked with by YouTube too. So we gotta all the help we can get in here. Yeah, there's definitely some hate. I mean, look, we piss a lot of people off. We don't mean to. I know the shit we did today pissed people off, but it is what it is. What are we supposed to do? Yeah. Know all that and then keep it from you guys? Like this. We got 2 things. We're dedicated to whatever the fuck is actually the best, and just
Keeping it real, dude.
yeah, just whatever the fuck.
it.
You know what I mean? Like. We are close to having super chats back. We're doing a little work around this program. What do you think?
It's not just smoke. It's got a mouth coat crazy, but there's something else in there that's not just a smoky background.
I'd give flavor in the first and maybe second round. I would be giving it personally to Redmond. I would give smoothness to, I think.
Yeah, this is smoother.
That one.
This is smoother.
I gotta hit it again and get some water, but
this has got a lot of company too, though. Now,
a lot of company, but also like the main terps kind of left the building
the
too.
The flavor's not as loud.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting close to putting that one out.
Well, if you look at the ashes,
the rolls by test,
it's going to be kind of hard to do this. Let me see if I can, but
they're both burning a little smoky. I don't really look at color too much in hash holes, because you have to point it up and the smoke's going through.
As a matter of fact, speaking of which,
but yeah, structure. Oh yeah, let's see what's going on here. Both bullseye, pretty much. I mean, I would say the Michael rolls was a better bullseye. It's like closer, but still pretty fucking centered for the Redmond.
Yeah.
So Yeah, that's solid. I think this is a really good roll, and I'd love to see some bigger rolls from Redmond rolling.
Yeah, I feel like if this was 2.5 grams with the same inputs of rosin that he had, I feel like it would have given it a way better chance.
Yep, because I like the pairing, and there's just that, I don't know, it's just that little bit of smokiness, a little bit of harshness to it, but.
Yeah, I'm not really.
I do get a mouth coat from it, though, so it's like a pretty solid pairing. Roll pretty good. It's just a little doink. It's hard for a little doink to compete. You know?
Yeah, I'm not hitting that one no more.
So now we got to figure out, is this one
Worthy
of getting on the market? Smoking good enough to get on.
Yeah, I need water.
So it's not a win yet. We're just going to see how it gets through these next few hits. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, those Neptunium or that Neptunium whatever metallics are raw, dude.
Dude, that was a pretty nice hit I just got there. Little burn, like low 8s in the smoothness, but I would still give it above an 8 for smoothness. Let me know what you think.
No pun intended, but I feel like if this was a fight, just because it's a smaller doink, I feel like it came in on short notice.
Up a weight class?
Yeah, no pun intended, but came in on short notice. You know,
I went up a weight class and thugged it out until halfway through the second.
The fight started and the tail of the tape came on, and you're like 1.5 and 4, and you're like, oh, that's not going to be too good for that.
Can't keep up with this. That. Rame, dude, we be getting high. We're gonna name them in the future. Sorry. Yeah, we gotta remember to say this or that. We gotta fucking say special names. Look, we're stoners too. Dude. We're trying our best. We try to drop tips every Saturday. So we do our best. If there's something to drop, we're dropping every Saturday. Sometimes we only get a couple drops in a month, though.
It got smoother. I still feel like
Did it not?
I feel like it still got a little bit of company, like it did.
For sure.
The flavor's still there, but not smoother is what happened.
Will it live to fight another day is the question. And who are we going up against?
It's like you said, if it's like somebody came on short notice, moved up a weight class, got a fight, and won. And now it's like they're just fighting at welterweight. The lightweight's fighting at welterweight now.
I got a proposition for you. So because it's the fucking second smoke of the day, and while my palate feels way better and fine, we don't usually smoke twice in a day. We do that because we had to cram it in this time. But we went home, cleansed the palate, coffee, teeth brush, whoop de whoop. Came back.
Let her through.
Based on the benefit of the doubt, because it's close for me. Yeah. I mean, I could keep hitting that. I'm not mad at it. It's just not blowing me away. But who knows? Maybe it was that roll. Maybe another roll's going to hit.
Maybe on a day with a fresh palate against something else, it'll give it the true test.
We'll pull up the bracket real quick. I want to check something out. Who is it going up against? I'm pretty sure the winner of this is going up against Roll BMC, which is wild. Is that?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Well, so that's a hell. So, okay. So what if somehow the next roll is maybe a little better because, everything's different. What if somehow that wild card story just soars? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I believe in magic. Maybe we should just give it a go.
But what about what happened at Olympics? That's exactly what Alien Labs did at Olympics.
And only because this is our second smoke of the day.
Yeah. But I'll fuck with it.
So, it's halfway through. It's a little doink. It's small but mighty. I think I will give the dub by, what should we, I guess it's by knockout.
Yeah, it would just be a knockout.
But it was a fight for sure.
Yeah.
I want to keep fucking with that just to see what it's doing. Probably.
It's honestly still smooth.
Yeah.
But it's just got that company, dude. It's got a smoky background to it. The flavor's still there, though. You can still get flavor out of it.
Hey, give a second chance for a first impression. Dude, because even within my own rolls, sometimes I'll roll one, and it's just the same weed. And it's just fucking rolled so perfect, dude. Everything's going right. Sometimes I roll another one, the next doink, and it's a little more fucked up. He's way more consistent with it, which is why he does the rolls. But I don't know, worse, or else there's no episode and Roll BMC just gets a bye. So it's definitely good enough, I think, to fight on with someone else. Definitely not a first round KO. I would say.
Hey, shout out Jersey though, dude. Jersey goes fucking hard in here, dude. You see all these comments?
Somebody's like,
they're not playing games. Who said rigged?
Daniel Ortiz.
Why is it rigged?
Yeah, let us know. Isn't that the purpose of this competition? What?
I'm gonna be honest. If you would have asked me behind closed doors coming into this thing, I would have told you that this thing's gonna have a problem.
I would have bet against Redmond based on size alone.
Yeah, just because of the 12 millimeter tip and the 1.5 grams, I'm like, that's not gonna be much of a doink. So I don't know how it's rigged.
Yeah, Daniel was just talking shit.
Okay.
But yeah, fucking.
Damn.
There you go. We'll give it a dub, dude. I mean, after hitting it that last time when it's almost done, I'm like, dude, it's still pretty fucking good. So we'll let it fight on. Off the face, roll BMC. Let's look at the tomorrow's duels tales of the tape.
We got, and then
we got some big ones coming tomorrow.
They're not Fat Andy. Uplift got a hell of an opponent too, didn't they? Strain Chasers.
We'll check it out right now. Yeah.
I think Uplift got Strain Chasers.
So while we're pulling up these banners real quick, actually no, they're here. Let's talk about it. So what's the most interesting part of this tale of the tape is we have flour from the same grower, Life Sauce, different runts, Black Runsfords. Okay, somebody help me. Bubble A, is that what, am I doing that? Am I saying that right? Bubble A runts. Both from Life Sauce. What if it's the same thing renamed? What if it's different phenols? I don't know. Let's just say hypothetically it's the same name or the same strain. Then it comes down to who did the best pairing, who rolled it the best, grinded it the best, like all these things come into play that makes it almost more interesting because now it's not the grower, it's one of the other factors. You know what I mean?
You fucked around and put some Fresh Press in there.
No, that's the brand.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I would assume if your name's Fresh Press, it would be Fresh Press.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we got Trilogy versus Fresh Press. I personally haven't smoked Fresh Press. Both elements. Stash Grinder, which we actually have one here. We did I don't know if it's the same one. We have the aluminum one over here. Can you grab that for me, actually, right next to the little Doja tips? That silver grinder. So we did this. The video is on a live. Let's switch back real quick. The video is on a live somewhere. We did a stash grinder. It's basically like a big whole flour mill with little nubbies. I don't know if you can see it. The only issue is we did a grinder test. We found a lot of sparkly metal on the Q-tip afterwards. We can run that again, the 4K cameras for you guys soon. But yeah, fucking back to that. My bad. Back to that tale of the tape. I want to see what else is interesting here.
Well, let's see what both of them are for tomorrow. So this is starting tomorrow morning?
Yes.
So this is 11 o'clock. Let's look at the 420 tomorrow. Jake Rolls versus Bruno. Wow, we're going to be lit tomorrow.
So you guys want to hear some interesting shit?
Funny shit.
So we got Triple Lindy from Blueprints Arizona facility from Jake Rolls, repping Project Packs. And we got Z from Green Dog and Cali. So he's like, you know what? A little bit of both the gangs. Toss a salad around some Alien Labs Z2. So that's a fucking crazy one. A whole lot of Z shit going on here. And then across the way, we got Turkey Bag Tom at 80% of the salad. We got Z at 20% from Alien Labs. That's a little salad there. It's the Pina Zulada from Turkey Bag Tom.
Yeah.
And then he mixed pink lemonade with grape gas, like in a jar, actually mixed it. And use that as the fucking warm. So what's his ratio? We got 0.6 grams of hash, 2 1/4 of flour, and then 1 gram of each strain with a 0.5 gram. Okay. All right, cool. So glass tip, okay, so same tip, same grinder, different papers. It's fire ingredients. Sick. That's tight. I'm kind of remembering this right now for the first time too.
So lit tomorrow after that.
Dope. Well, in the meantime, if you guys weren't here for the beginning, we'll talk about the competition for November one more time. Just everybody start getting a heads up. It's a 3-man team. Basically, growers, rollers, hash makers all have to pick each other. No doubling up. it's one of those things where we ran it this time and realized it's a team effort and everybody has to rely on each other. So it'd be cool to have like a 3-man team that all choose each other competing. So we don't usually run it back this fast, but because it's National Hassle Day, we're running it back. So we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. For the Carrillo versus Holy Rollers. All the Flowers live sauce.
I'm being so lit tomorrow, dude. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, no. All right, yep. We'll see you then.